Well, welcome back to Calm Under Fire. I'm Colonel John Boggs, president of Fortitude Consulting, an executive leadership development and coaching firm. Today, I'm joined by Liz Capants, founder of EBC Associates and Erudites Networking Group. For nearly 2 decades, Liz has worked globally in executive search, talent advisory, and referral networking, helping organizations and leaders connect, grow, and succeed together. Her work forces not just on placing talent, but on building long term leadership partnerships. Now, that's amazing. Liz,
Mm.
great to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Liz, organizations often say people are their greatest asset, yet leadership hiring mistakes, those mistakes in bringing in, like we were just talking about that, mistakes in bringing in people still happen. What is up with that? How does that happen?
Yeah. So oftentimes an employer, a company will evaluate an individual strengths
Hmm.
and skills and go through assessments. And oftentimes they miss out on evaluating, how that person fits into the ecosystem of the entire team, because it's the entire team and that fit that is even more important than the individual strengths. That
Hmm.
team fit and cohesiveness is what is going to really drive the business and the growth if they all work together and that fit is there within that team ecosystem, if that makes sense.
Mhm, mhm. So when you assess executive candidates, what leadership qualities matter most today?
Yep. So technical skills, of course, but also soft skills, judgment, critical thinking, being able to make those decisions. Empathy is also part of that. So a lot of those
Mhm,
soft skills as well as the hard skills, the technical skills that are a fit for the job, but soft skills are as important and always have been. Yeah.
that always happens. Do you find the soft skills become more important?
Yes. In today's market, they certainly are with AI and all the AI hype that we're seeing.
Mhm,
The discernment, the judgment, making sure the security protocols are there, and
mhm.
they're not just jumping into something really quickly without really having a strategy and well thought out process. So um, I think those are even more important and will continue to be. So.
Okay. So what behaviors from senior leaders quietly undermine themselves? Let me put it this way, undermine the hiring process.
Yeah, so sometimes what I've seen over the years is, for example, patterns, or if somebody is assessing a potential hire and it might remind them of someone else who either underperformed or overperformed. So, it's really important to remove that sort of bias or that preconceived thought and give that person, fair opportunity. Everyone is different, even though
Mhm,
they may be similar to another person's profile. So I think just removing some of that bias and that previous experience, which is hard to do, sometimes
yeah.
not easy to do.
Mhm. Bias and preconceived notions. So,
Preconceived
how can an
notions.
organization avoid hiring for the resume instead of hiring for leadership potential? We're talking about that bias thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So the interview process and many different interview styles and pitch presentations, sometimes case studies that really demonstrate or give an opportunity to see how the person would actually do the role or make a presentation.
Hmm.
A back and forth one way interview is one thing, but it doesn't really show how the person performs. Giving that person an opportunity to either do a case study interview, which is fairly common, or a
Hmm.
pitch presentation, you get a much better idea of how they perform, not just what they say, but how they actually go about doing that. So,
Mhm. Mhm. You give them do you put them in scenarios and have them talk through it?
yeah, usually we're given a mandate from the company that they have to
Mhm.
follow. So it might be
Mhm.
a hypothetical, it might be a situation specific, or sometimes, candidate can come up with their own, sort of their own hypotheticals. So it varies.
Okay. Okay. Now, you've built a global network, or well, a global referral network.
Yeah.
So how important are relationships in shaping leadership careers?
Stepped into networking, John, probably 2011. I
Mhm.
wasn't doing it as much before. And then 2011, it was a game changer for my business. It ties into people and search and finding people. So it was a very natural sort of progression when I went into the networking. But it's fueled my business over the years.
Mhm.
Relationships is all it's about. When you have that trust and that credibility, and you can deliver on what you are saying you do, that's where opportunities, whether it's job or business, are found. So it's super important to always have a network, and always be building that. So yeah.
Or your network, does this support large organizations or mid-market organizations? What kind of organizations are we talking about?
Yeah, so it's SMBs, mid-size and enterprise. So we have a mix
Mhm.
of everything.
Mhm.
We have some solopreneurs, we have some ex CEOs that have taken a package that are now, trying to do consulting, kind of start their own thing. They have the
Mhm.
expertise, and so we assist them even further as they build their business and grow. So it's really a combination of everything.
Wow, very good. So a person who is they've decided to depart their pattern, so to speak, and now they wanna look for something different, so they come to you.
They come to yes, starting a business is not easy. It
Mhm.
is not for the faint of heart. And for me, I found when for me the network is a good network should essentially act as your sales team and should help
Mhm.
to connect you. And especially if you're starting out solo, trying to get things off the ground, you've got to make money. You're trying to get your website up, but you also need business coming in. So it's hard to balance all of that.
Mhm.
And a
Mhm.
good network is really key to
Mhm.
help, basically to help refer you. So
Okay. What separates leaders who build strong networks from those who struggle?
great question. I think those who have strong networks are always bringing value.
Mhm.
So it's what I call, paying it forward. When you can help others succeed, they come back to help you, right? So you bring more, to the conversation, to the person, um, and kind of look at it as a very long term relationship, because you never know ultimately where an opportunity may come. So you're always building on that, adding value, sharing your expertise. I look at networking really as a way to educate each other on what you do.
Mhm.
So it's really educating people so that they understand and can, you know, help connect you.
Okay. So when you're networking, help me here. This is when you're networking. Well, let me rephrase this. You have a client, they come in. Do you send them to networking events? Do you tell them to attend networking events, or is it, hey, whenever you're out, you're networking?
Yeah. So it varies the situation depending on the individual or the company.
Mhm.
I host my own events, so we do our own events.
Mhm.
I do a lot of collaborations. So I will bring other people together to connect with this person where there could be opportunity for, all of the individuals. So it's a variety of different things, but
Mhm.
creating a lot of events myself. We've done many over the years, dinners, lunches. We do spotlight presentations. So we give a company an opportunity to explain their services, their products, what they do, and then we bring in very targeted potential prospects to. Uh, so yeah, so it's been a
Oh, very good.
combination of everything.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So how can an executive develop influence without appearing that this is just transactional? This is this for that. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
how can they
Yeah, I think it's again just going bringing value to that person. How can I help you? How can I be a resource? Or what are you looking for? Or what are you struggling with? And just hearing what that is, and then
Mhm,
being able to provide that. I think that when you pay it forward and look out for that other person, it
mhm,
comes back to because then they want to in turn, how can I help you? Right. So if you have that mindset, it does come back to you.
mhm.
And I've seen it just myself over the years. So just always
Yes.
paying it forward.
Mhm, mhm. Okay. So when you work with leaders at different career stages, do they develop patterns or what patterns do you see when the executive feels ready for the next step? I want to do something different. Do they
Yeah.
is there a pattern?
Usually they have just peaked with in their organization if they're at the highest level and they just are ready to do their own thing, start their own business, or again maybe take a package, and really just they've just hit a ceiling with that current organization.
Mhm,
Um, yeah, sometimes they have no choice and they have to take that package, but, I think they, oftentimes get to a point where they're just ready for the next step and, you know, starting their own thing or
mm,
so
okay.
it's combination, yeah.
Do you ever get, this is kinda ugly, but do you ever get a, like, nasty notes, so to speak, from companies that say the executive is leaving company A and they engage with you to go to company B, do you ever get nasty notes from A? How does that work?
Oh, no, because company A doesn't know that I'm working with this person.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So it's yeah. So no nasty notes. I've never never gotten a nasty note,
okay,
but they wouldn't even know that it's all, I do a lot of work that's confidential, so
yeah,
confidentiality is key. So yeah.
that's that's very good, that's very good. The companies that you place people, are there common thread things that they're looking for in executives?
Yeah, experience, of course, leadership. Today's market, though, is such a crazy market, as you know, John, that everything is kind of shifting and getting disrupted by the minute almost. So, but I would say in more normal times, industry expertise, leadership, management experience. It all factors in, and commonality if they have, usually in a certain industry, your peers or your um, you know, others that are in that industry. So through referrals, or they may have heard, oh, this person is perfect for this. So everybody knows all of that intel. So
Mhm.
if that
Okay.
makes sense.
It does make sense. So what mindset helps a leader navigate, the uncertainty of going into a new position?
Into to a new company, if they're,
Mhm,
yeah, I mean, doing the due diligence and doing all the research, right?
mhm,
Understanding the new leadership team. You can research and find, just about every person, LinkedIn, or you can do
mm,
that research, get referrals, get other people that have, know them or have worked there, so you can get a pretty good idea of what you're stepping into. And in today's market, the interview process is anywhere from on a short time, say 4 weeks to 3 months, sometimes longer. So you have enough opportunity. You always, what I say, people get that gut feeling, like go with your gut. Like only you know intuitively if this is the right team and the right people. And you can tell that, pretty quickly, I think.
Have you ever had the situation where people walk in the door and it seemed like it would be a good fit, but it didn't work out?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Can
It has
can you
happened,
tell us
yes.
about it? Can you tell us about a couple of those?
Yeah, I mean, at a high level, it's, sometimes internally, the new hire, there's some sensitivity, or there can be within the existing team as they bring a new person on in whatever capacity. And maybe these people didn't really want that or didn't love that idea. And maybe it's affected their job, and maybe they've, done some reorg and restructure. So they're not always super happy about this new person. So
Mhm,
what face value should be a pretty seamless, you would think, transition. Sometimes can't be for that reason. Other example could be that once the person starts, the scope of the role can shift and change, and due to a variety of different reasons. So you have that just business shifts, or internally maybe people hadn't communicated certain things, and so it's yeah, it does. Unfortunately, it does happen. So, but
mhm,
a lot of moving parts that go with people and human nature, and just and a lot of it is what that is, right? Like I was saying earlier, when you identify a top candidate, highly skilled individual, they may be great, but if they don't fit into the bigger picture of the team, so that
mhm.
team works well, right, they may not be a fit, right, because it has to work within the entire team and organization for that growth to really happen.
How should CEOs think about, their talent strategy? Should it be different today than it was in the past?
Oh gosh, that's such a loaded question, John. You're gonna regret asking me that. It's like it's like a lot of clients now are pausing and going, "Oh, do we need a head of marketing, or do we just have a AI agent, manage
Oh,
our marketing?" So there's just a lot of pause happening.
mhm,
Uh, but I think my recommendation is always to, hire slowly, have a process and a strategy. And with AI, going back to that today, there is, a lot that AI can take over, but people are still absolutely needed. So, to manage, make judgments, that expertise will always be there. So I think just having a strategy and doing your due diligence,
mhm,
going through that process. And then, as important as going through that, John, is on the employer side, the company side, because it's a two-way street. So, making sure that person can be set up for success, they have the resources, infrastructure, so that they can have success in that role. It's a 50-50. It's a give and take. The person is only as successful, as the company can help to get them there, right? So,
mhm.
yeah. So that's as key.
You mentioned AI, and, in my work, uh, I've had to, ask a lot of my people I work with, CEOs and, CIOs and the like, when they started talking about I would always ask, "Well, what's the business case?"
Yep.
And please don't say it's just to let people go, because that's not a business case. That's
Yeah.
you're trying to use it to save your budget or do whatever. Have you what has been the impact of AI in what you do? I know you've alluded to it already.
Yeah. It's still an evolving situation, John. There's a lot of companies that still we all don't a lot of us don't know. I mean, let's face it, whether you're looking for that job or internal leader, there's a lot of unknowns. I think there's a lot of hype in AI. I'm certainly all for it. I use it myself, of course, but I think that we just have to be cautious to make sure that it's approached in the right way with the right strategy and still having people as part of those roles and job functions. But it's an ever evolving right now, changing. Someone
Yes.
told me the other day there's like 10 new AI tools. I said, I don't want to hear about them. I don't even care. Like, I don't even want to hear. Like, it's too much. It's like overkill.
Why? Yeah.
It's overwhelming. So I feel like this has to come to a pause. It's not sustainable humanly to keep up with. Let's be alternative to robots. That could happen too. But like, it's just impossible to keep up with this amount of information. It's like exhausting. But it's just an ongoing right now with my clients and conversations and trying to figure everything out. So,
So tell us, was there a moment where a leadership placement or a career decision carried real pressure, pressure on you? And how did you help guide the outcome?
in the placement of the person, you're saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I over the years I've refined my my process and my methodology. I think John, one of the biggest things that we do, my team and I, is what I call the post hire. So we go through, finding the person, going through all those steps, but as important is that first like 6 months when they're adjusting to the company and getting used to personalities and making sure expectations are met. And so that post hire is super important. I think sometimes in my line of work it can be underutilized, but we really pride ourselves on that and have saved companies tens of thousands of dollars over the years by being that intermediary for the candidate and the client to make sure it is a success, right? Our success is your success is our success. Can't even talk. So that post hire a piece, especially in the transition, is really key to help both parties really adjust.
Okay. After years of connecting with people and ideals globally, what continues to inspire you to about leadership, about keeping up this work?
Yeah. I truly love what I do. Meeting people, hearing their story. I
Mhm.
get a lot of reward from when you make a good match for a hire or a business opportunity, and it's a win win, and there's growth and opportunity that they couldn't have found otherwise. That is very rewarding, to me, and just being a resource for people, being that connector and it's just been I feel very lucky to have had this career. It's put a lot of hard work, but it's paid off. And yeah, it's great business to be in, people business.
Outstanding. Can you tell us a little bit about EBC Associates and Erudite's networking group?
Yeah, sure. So EBC Associates is an executive search firm. We manage, though, roles, I'd say mid to senior level. We don't do too many junior level. We're industry agnostic. We work globally. We built a team in South Africa and Brazil. So we can build teams, and we've built up a database pretty much anywhere.
Mhm.
We have the network. Erudites grew as an extension to help connect job seekers that maybe didn't match my paid searches. And so pulled the group together. Now it's grown over the years to help businesses connect as well as job seekers. So that's a little bit, they both work as part of that ecosystem. Um, and the network is really a feeder into my EBC business. So I will leverage both. So it's a bit of a unique business model in my line of
Mhm.
work, but it just works for
Mhm.
me. So
Okay, so Erudite will get you going, and then you move over here to EBC, and we'll find you a position or hopefully find you a position, someone that wants you, or
Yeah, or vice versa. So I have a lot of clients on my EBC side that maybe don't like to network or don't need to network. They just want to focus on here's what we need, here's what we need to hire. We just want to focus here. And so they just stay there and that's fine. And then the network could be, for businesses looking for business opportunities, as well as for those in transition. So it's a kind of a mix of both. So
Mixed
and then what
bag.
I
Okay.
do is, oftentimes my clients on the EBC side will come to me for other resources that they're looking for, and I'll leverage the network and I will recommend those resources to them. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay. Very
yeah.
good. Well, Liz, this was a great conversation. Thank you very
Oh,
much. I greatly
oh,
appreciate it.
oh my gosh, my pleasure. Yeah,
And I hope we stay connected. But
yeah.
at any rate, I really I greatly appreciate this.
Oh, of
And
course. Yeah,
thank you, thank you. And to our listeners out there, you know where to go to if you're looking to hire. You look up EBC or Erudite and well, how can people reach you?
yeah. Either so on LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn or direct on my website. We have a contact us form. They can certainly fill that out. I'm on LinkedIn pretty regularly. Also
Mhm.
John. So yeah, either way is great. So yeah, I
Yeah,
would be.
and you got a great website, so that's perfect.
Oh, thank you. I
Outstanding.
appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay. Well, for our listeners, hey, that's it. Remember, leadership is too important to get wrong, so please pay attention. If you need to get good leaders, you know to tap into Liz because she will find you the right person. And so stay steady, stay well, lead well, and that's all on this end out here.